Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is going to be a slightly different episode than what you're used to. I was pretty sick over the weekend and I needed to make a video. So, this is what's going to happen. I had to do this all remote. This is something that I would do on my time for my clients that are interested in a certain property. I just wanted to just express this in how I go through analyzing properties at home. So, I feel like this is a really good way for you to understand or like learn how to analyze properties going forward. So with this specific property, my clients wanted to look for a short-term rental in a space that is in actually the same zip code as my house hack. And I'm operating a short-term rental over there, and with the short-term rental, it's doing pretty well. So she was seeing the opportunity that I was getting, and she wanted to find a similar property. And so yeah, this is it. It's 1719 West 67th Circle over in Denver, 560 list price. So I will say that the sellers are pretty motivated. They've already moved out. This is a vacant home right now. It's a townhome, and you do have that shared wall. So it's on 0.04 acres. Pictures look great. We showed it not too long ago, last week on Friday, I believe. I mean, everything's pretty done up. I think it's a 2020 build. I will see after I take off all these pictures. I mean, really big open living space, living room here, and plus that balcony right there too. It's really attractive. Um, yeah, kitchen's great. It's just a huge open concept. Then we go up to the second floor. Yeah, we get it. So yeah, here's the balcony, and it's not too attractive on like your neighboring yard. It's just like a commercial space, right? That's just storage right there. Um, yeah, really high ceilings, which is really nice. Master bathroom, master bed. Yeah, I mean everything's done up. Everything is here for you to take advantage of. Two-car garage. Yeah, really nice. So looking at the tax annual amount, it's about 400 bucks per month. Days on the MLS is not too long now, like 12-ish days. But a lot of these properties that are sitting on the market, like nowadays, are just, if sellers are certainly motivated, then they will get sold much sooner if, the negotiation is right. So it isn't an HOA. So I know with a lot of HOAs, a lot of them just don't have that short-term rental capability. So I have Airbnb DNA, which is AirDNA, and it's over in this area. West 67th Circle is in this area. So already in this area, in this neighborhood, you have a bunch of short-term rentals. You have a 1-1 here, a 2-2, a 2 and a 2.5 bath. And you can even see the days available, the average daily rate, and the occupancy and the revenue. So something to really consider. And AirDNA is great, especially if you are looking in the 80221 area, where a lot of the areas of that zip code allow short-term rentals. So let's go back to it. And of course, if you're curious about this or want the AirDNA information, you can always ask me as your agent. Yeah. So I guess one last thing I want to bring up with HOAs and short-term rentals as well is that even though short-term rentals are allowed, you still have to call up the HOA just to make 100% sure. So I did call up the HOA and they do approve of it. So yeah, here's all the information for it. I feel like there isn't anything else. So please remove shoes, blah, blah, blah. They do have some incentives with Bank of America. Any buyer who makes less than 176K can use this program to take advantage of both grants. So anywho, I think this is a really good property, and you can even take the virtual tour here. I think the biggest thing is just putting down that 20%. That's probably the hardest part. But I would even say putting in less than the 560 is definitely like a possibility. So I'm trying to think what else is here. So HOA is not that expensive. I believe it's right here. So $90 monthly, which is not that significant. So yeah, we'll just go on to the analysis portion of it, and we'll go through the numbers and see what we can get with this. All right, so let's go into the analysis portion of it. So we'll start with AirDNA first. So average daily rate in this zip code is 183, but let's look a little bit more specific. So with this 3 and 2.5 bath, which with our place here, it is a 3-bed, 3-bath, which is probably a 3 and 2.5, because I remember there's a powder room, which is just toilet and a sink over on the very first floor. So um, yeah, so it's a 3, 2.5 as well. So I feel like this might be our best comp right now. So average daily rate is 353, occupancy is about 68%, revenue is about 45K, give or take. So really nice as far as the numbers go. Of course, if you're more concerned with that occupancy, if you want to tone down the average daily rate, and I put this in the analysis as well, of the average daily rate to be about $30 a night. So with 30, sorry, not 30, $300 a night. So with occupancy around 68% for 353, I'm assuming with $300 that you might get a higher occupancy rate to maybe like 73 to 75%, which is kind of what we're seeing at this occupancy rate for this zip code. Same with the revenue. So then now let's look at what I have for the Excel spreadsheet. So what I have here is 560 purchase price. I mean, we're not going to assume that much. I mean, we could always try to negotiate like a lower property price. Annual appreciation 3%, ARV. Like this part doesn't necessarily matter at this point. But what does matter is, let's say, putting in the interest rate at 7%, loan amount for that much, which is, if you were to put down 20% for down payments. Monthly insurance, I'm estimating about $2,400 over the year. And that $4,800 is what I got from here, this annual tax amount at this location. So at $300 a night times 30, our revenue is potentially $9,000 if it's 100% occupied. It's obviously not going to be 100% occupied, but what we are going to be factoring that in with the vacancy. So we're just going to put in this monthly income of $9,000. Principal interest, so the PITI, principal interest taxes and insurance, is going to be $3,581. But with the vacancy, we're factoring this in now as an expense. And this is probably the easiest way to factor in like short-term rentals, which you're not going to have like a 5% vacancy for those turnovers for long-term rentals. That vacancy of 2,700, which is 30% of the income, is about $2,700. Then, I mean, this is already pretty conservative as well. This 4% and 4% of the $9,000, mainly because this is a pretty new place. I think it's like a 2020 build. Let me see here. Yeah, no. It's somewhere here. I don't want to waste your time though. So, anywho, it's a pretty new build. So capital expenditures and maintenance is just like going to be icing on the cake. It can just go to reserves. It could go into some sort of other account so you're not touching it. Up to you. That HOA of $90 per month is factored in here as well. Total reserves kept is $3,510. So $3,510 plus the $3,581, you're looking at a total monthly expense for $7,091. So with the total monthly income of $9,000, and this also factoring in the vacancy, that is in its totality. So you're looking at here monthly cash flow of about $1,900. So there's a bunch of other things to consider here. You want to also consider your down payment, your rehab costs, your closing costs, and any sort of other. I guess with rehab costs, I'm including the furnishing with this, like sofas, TVs, whatever you might need to do, silverware, pots, pans, everything that people need for a certain Airbnb. So I think that this is a pretty reasonable number for it. Of course, this is assuming that you're a good host, you're able to hit that superhost status pretty quickly. Just making sure you abide by all the short-term rental situations that Airbnb wants you to do. They reward people that have higher reviews. Like 4.8 stars is what you need. No cancellations and things like that. So if you guys like this sort of setup, let me know in the comments, or just give me a text 720-704-3522. And really excited to see what you guys think of this. So Thanks so much for hanging out.